Hello everyone, this is your law SAHYOGI and today we will be discussing abatement of a crime enshrined under section 45 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. And before going further into this section, we will first try to understand the definition of abatement of a crime. So by abatement of a crime we mean it has to have an instigation to commit instigation, that is instigating someone to commit the offense of abatement, and there has to be the presence of either one person or more than one persons. Okay, and thirdly, the doing of an act, there has to be the commission of an act or any illegal omission thus facilitating the commission of the act, that is the illegal act or crime. And there can be the involvement, the fourth point is there can be the involvement of conspiracy, thus facilitating the doing of the act. And lastly, any person who facilitates or helps the commission of the act is also guilty under the section 45. Okay, that is abatement. Now if we move forward, we see one of the characteristic of abatement or the nature of abatement. So the abatement is of an inchoate nature. By inchoate we means that any offences, inchoate offences are those offences which are considered complete even if the intended result is not achieved. So few examples are attempted crimes, conspiracy and abatement. We come to section 45 and we see that the abatement is divided into three subsections, that is A, B and C. So we will try to divide each of these subsections and talk about each of these separately. So first of all we come to subsection A and it talks about instigating any person to do that thing. So it states that any person who abates the doing of a thing by instigating any person to do that particular thing. Okay, so anyone who instigates another person to do a particular thing. Now here thing represents any illegal act or crime. Okay, so it involves any act or omission, any criminal conduct or any illegal activity. So section subsection A states that when any person abates any other person to do an illegal act, then he has to have committed the offense of abatement. Now if we move forward to subsection B, we find whether one or more than one person involved in a conspiracy with the modus operandi of doing of an illegal act, and if in pursuance of that conspiracy any act or illegal omission takes place, then that person is said to be guilty under section 45 subsection B. And there are three key ingredients to this subsection, and they are, first of all, there has to be one or more than one person, there has to be a conspiracy present, and in pursuance of that conspiracy or as a result of that conspiracy an illegal act or omission takes place. And as we move forward to subsection C, we see that whenever any person voluntarily or intentionally aids or facilitates the commission of an act by doing any act or illegal omission, then he is guilty under abatement. Here the doing of a thing means doing an illegal act or a crime. Okay, so here are two key ingredients that needs to be mentioned. First of all, there has to be the presence of intention, and secondly that intention has to be materialized into an action leading to some sort of illegal omission or an illegal act. So subsection C of section 45, if any person intentionally aids by doing any act or an illegal omission in pursuance of doing a crime, then he shall be guilty under abatement under subsection C of section 45. Now here one thing has to be mentioned is that a person shall be found guilty even if the required result is not achieved. Suppose a person is attempting to murder another person. So here, if suppose the murder does not take place but the preparation to murder, attempting to murder has taken place, then that person shall be liable for punishment. Now, the section 45 has two explanations under its disposal, and it talks about, first of all, that whenever a person by willful misrepresentation or willful concealment hides any material fact which is bound to disclose and causes or attempts to cause the doing of a thing is said to instigate the doing of a thing. And as we know, under subsection A, whenever a person instigates another person in doing of a thing or a crime or an act that is of criminal nature, he has committed the offense of abatement. Now here, as we come to the explanation 2 of abatement, we see that whoever either prior to or at the time of commission of an act does anything in order to facilitate the commission of the act, and thereby as a result facilitates the commission of the act, is said to aid the doing of the act and is liable and is guilty of abatement under this section. So I hope I was able to make you understand the brief description or introduction to abatement under section 45, and hope to see you in the next chapter, next class. So thank you all. I would request you to subscribe to our YouTube and Instagram channel, SAHYOGI, and stay tuned for more content. Thank you.